Support for the show can be you. Lux Media just relaunched the merch shop, and there's new stuff going up all the time. Go to shop.lvx.be, go snag yourself some threads. You can also go to patreon.lvx.be, sign up over there and get ad-free episodes and a 20% off shop discount every month. Ad-free, discounts, what more do you want? Seriously, what more do you want? Let me know.
This shit ain't nothing to me, man.
This is Boxing Before Dark.
Boxing.
Boxing. Boxing.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
Before.
Before. Before.
Before.
Boxing.
Boxing. Boxing.
Boxing before
Dark. Dark. This is Boxing Before Dark.
dark.
You're really sad.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, man, that was my first Batman was Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer was one of my Hollywood crushes as a kid.
I can see why. He's a very handsome dude.
It's gonna sound like a weird role to choose, but him as Doc Holliday in Tombstone.
I absolutely see why that would be.
I said this to somebody and they're like, you mean the sick dying version of Val Kilmer? And I was like, yeah, but he was dying in a hot way.
So was that like Florence Nightingale kind of thing? Like the Nightingale
No, I don't
effect?
think so.
All right.
I think it's just Val Kilmer is a good looking man and I like Tombstone the movie.
It's a great movie.
I've been trying to find it to rewatch it, but it's not on any of the streamers.
I can oblige.
I have anyway. Nice.
Oh man, I remember.
Was he Top Secret? Do you know Top Secret?
No, I don't know about Top Secret.
1 second. I can't remember if that's him or Johnny Depp. I can't tell from the... Yeah. Okay. Top Secret is like Airplane style comedy, but James Bondish. Anyways, you
like
should
Austin
go
Powers.
find it. Kind of, but different. Like
Airplane style versus the really overtly campy type of shit that Austin Powers did.
What's the little blurb they give? My Google's back to being in Japanese, and I don't know why. Okay, Top Secret. An American rock and roll singer is invited to a cultural festival in East Germany in order to distract from a plot to destroy NATO submarines, but he accidentally becomes involved in a resistance plot to rescue an imprisoned scientist.
Okay.
And
all right.
Val Kilmer is the rock and roll star. But like, at one point he's crawling through a field and he like crawls up to a pair of boots and they're just boots in a field. And then he does it again. But the boots move. But it's a cow wearing rubber boots.
What the hell? Okay. Yeah, this is...
You have to go find it.
This sounds like Get Him to the Greek meets Austin Powers.
I haven't seen it for decades, but I think that is probably pretty fair. I just remember it feeling like Airplane. Like that stupid kind of.
That's what Austin Powers is. That's really silly. Kung Pao, Enter the Fist.
Yeah.
That type of silliness.
It's Val Kilmer being a comedy star and not like an action star.
Or drama type. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like Batman Forever felt a lot more like a drama than it did like a Batman action movie. The same way some of the others did.
Yeah.
Man.
He's been really sick for a while though. I guess it's not.
Yeah, it was like pneumonia for like the third time or something.
Yeah, well, he had throat cancer or whatever, like a long time ago, didn't he? That's why he quit acting. He could hardly talk anymore. I
didn't know that. That's... Ugh.
That was years ago.
It makes sense that way. Like, he was in, what was that movie, like Gruber or something? Like MacGruber?
Yeah.
Or some shit. It was like a cheesy action movie, and he was the big bad in that one. And
he had a big scar from surgery. That's why he always wore scarves at the end.
Oh, I see. In the movie, in that one, he like let it be visible, and it was like part of his big bad persona.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember because MacGruber, the movie was MacGruber. Man, who was the 80s star, like would fix anything with like a paper clip and a rubber MacGyver. So it was like MacGruber was like a play on MacGyver. And we had a guy in my unit at the time, his name was Gruber. So he just became MacGruber. And he had no say in it as much as he disliked it. The more he complained, the more it became cemented.
Of course.
Yep. Sorry, Groob. Man, is this a good time for like a little formal intro? Where's your soju and soju drop shots? Drop shot drinks.
I could go grab my soju, but it's peach flavored.
I have purple punch big sips. This is like a pre-game cocktail. Pound one before you go into wherever you're going and save yourself.
The
little drink ball.
Bombs? Isn't there one that's like
balls?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought there was one that was also something bombs, and they look like little cartoony bombs.
Maybe.
I am gonna get my soju.
Do it.
It's Saturday. I'll be right back.
Yep. Oh boy. Oh, it's a party now.
Wow. I had a Korean guy making fun of me because I buy the flavored ones.
Man. Okay, well, it probably helped when I lived in Korea that I would always, like, I'd go shopping with my girlfriend. And so, like, if I bought anything, quote-unquote, girly, nobody would ever say anything.
Yeah. Well, also, I'm a girl, so...
Yeah, no shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, I could buy girly shit because I had a girl with me. You're a girl buying girly shit. What's the fucking deal? Yeah, who cares?
They are still, what are they, 10% alcohol?
They're like regular wines. Yeah, they're like 10 to 15% depending on which one you get.
I can't actually find it on here because it's all in Japanese. I think this one's 13%. Anyways, doesn't matter. Not the point. I just buy them like wine coolers.
With the flavored ones, yeah. You could get like a really strong wine cooler.
So I was just, I grabbed a bag of chips and I think 2 of the sojus. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to get tipsy tonight. And this guy's like, oh, drinking the girly drinks. And I was like, yup. And
as opposed to what? Any drink that I get, if I'm a girl, any drink I get is a girly drink.
It's girly drink.
It doesn't matter. I could get like the dumpster water flavored something or other, and it would still be girly.
Still a girl's drink.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
fuck! Speaking of girls' drinks, they have Jim Beam peach flavored whiskey.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, I still can't find my Crown Royal. I'm pissed.
Crown Royal with the flavored stuff, they make canned cocktails. And they have a peach one, an apple one, and then like a regular Crown and Coke.
Nice.
Really
yeah, they
good.
make just like peach flavored Crown Royal.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
I think it's still 40%. Like, I don't think they water it down very much.
No, they don't.
And it's fucking dangerous.
I know. I know. I've had some wild nights with Crown Royal.
Me and one of my friends bought like the regular size bottle of 2.6 or whatever, and we accidentally drank the whole thing. And I was like, how does this fucking happen as an accident? I was so wrecked.
Yeah.
Like, didn't make it home, slept on his floor with his dog, woke up the next day, hungover as fuck, and I'm like, but it tastes like peaches.
It tastes like peach juice. That's what it tastes like. Like, for the uninitiated, like peach Crown is like the syrup that's inside of like canned peaches. Just a little, not as thick,
sweet.
Not as thick, but it is that sweet. It's so good. And it's really dangerous.
It's built for making cocktails, but right. I'm a lazy piece of shit, so I just drink it on ice.
Well, all right. Let me affect us, give us a little formal introduction here. Boxing Before Dark. Boxing Before Dark. I decided to put in a little X on the. I don't know if you noticed, but rather than being BBD,
No.
because it's BxBD now. But
Nice.
still fun. Boxing Before Dark. It's all the boxing and a lot more fun, like Crown Peach fun.
I get so off topic, we had to just get me away from the main show.
No, it's not just you. Something I noticed that happened with Drip a lot is like we would have a lot of stuff in the weeds, and he'd be like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?" I'm like, "Hey, this is important," but then I realized it's not important
At all.
Nobody gives a shit. So that's Boxing Before Dark. We're here to talk about the shit that may not make like a regular podcast, but still, if you want to get further into the weeds than boxing B-sides, we're here to get you nice and crawling through the fields up to some rubber boots.
Top secret style.
Top secret. All right. So first things first, Tevin Farmer reveals that he has Tourette's syndrome. I want you let gloat. Go ahead. You called it.
I fucking called this.
You called it.
I called this. Everybody was telling me it was all in my head, that there was nothing
You're seeing things. No, you're overthinking it. It's not that big a deal.
Not some sort of neural damage, but definitely a clear tick that I did not make up.
Right.
I fucking called it.
I noticed the tick. I just wasn't sure if it was as bad as like you were thinking it was. But
it's pretty bad.
It is very noticeable. For people who are saying like you were making it up, it's like, man, like what are you watching Tevin Farmer? Are we watching the same person right now? Because there's clearly something going on.
I am glad that it's something not damage related.
Yeah, it's more innocuous than something else.
But I do think it did get worse after his
Jojo Diaz.
After his Jojo Diaz fight.
Yeah.
And that's when he took that long time off. So I wonder if they weren't trying to get him dialed in on, I don't know, is there even medicine for Tourette's?
Not the type that's gonna get you to stop ticking. It'll dampen it, but not to the point that it disappears.
Right. I wonder if he needed some time to like dial in something that let him keep boxing.
How to channel your tick.
Yeah.
Rather than letting it be a tell.
Well, and the fucking announcers keep saying he's looking up at the score clock or the time clock or whatever. And I'm like, no, he's not, guys. That is not what this is.
Man.
Anyways, I have queued up the voice thing. Insert here.
Vindication!
All right, Vindication.
I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, I've been meaning to watch that.
You've never seen it?
I
It's
have
really
not.
good. Highly recommend it.
I'm still trying to work my way through Modern Family, which is 100% up my alley. And I know Brooklyn Nine-Nine is too.
I've seen some of Modern Family, but I've never sat down and watched it. Oh, while we're in the weeds again, the second season of Windbreaker has started. The teen school gang fighting anime I like.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking first episode of season 2 just starts with an all-out gang war, and you're like, what the hell happened? How did we get here?
How did we go from the end of season 1 to this?
I mean, it kind of makes sense, but also just like no build-up at all. It's just, all right, guess we're busting in and kicking the shit out of these guys.
Rather than like an upward check mark, we're check marking down and we're going to dip from here and then build back up to something else.
I think it's just we're going to start at the top and fucking buckle in, boys.
Because, yeah, we're going We're going top speed.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fire Force is also getting season 3, but it's been so long since season 2, I gotta rewatch it. Season 1, I've seen like 6 times. The sound directing, I don't know what you call that, is fucking amazing in Fire Force. They use like negative sound somehow.
really?
I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, super cool.
That sounds actually pretty interesting.
The sound mixing is the best in anime, and the visuals are cool. The world's cool. I just really like Fire Force.
Well, speaking of sound, should they let boxers avoid the post-fight interview in the ring immediately after the fight? What do
I
you
think yes.
I think so too. If they don't want to take it, they shouldn't have to.
I like, because that was Claudia Trejo, right?
Yes.
I put this on to discuss because Farmer said he didn't want to do the interview. He said twice and was trying to walk away, and they told him he had to. And then people got mad about what he had to say.
He warned you twice.
Yeah, and he didn't even say anything that bad.
Nothing that was all that questionable. He said what you would expect from a guy who just lost a super close fight for the second time. He said all the things that you would expect. Like what I don't know what I have to do to get the judges on my side. Of course I'm going to lose in his hometown. All the hallmarks of what you'd expect. Like I don't see why people would be upset about what he said.
Well, and he even opened it up with the generic, like, I am not mad at Zepeda.
Yeah.
Zepeda's a good fighter. He
Of
did
course.
what he's supposed to do. But like, just let the guy go be angry and interview him at the end. Like,
Didn't they let them, like, one of the Maloneys just, like, walk out of the ring and go, like, cry and pout and tantrum
throw
in,
shit in his
tantrum
room?
in the
Yeah.
fucking dressing room? Come on,
Yeah,
man.
I don't know why they stopped Farmer. He was trying to walk away and they stopped him. And then he's like, I don't want to do this. And they're like, And then they're like, but, you can't be mad at boxing. Fuck
No.
you, I can be mad at
Correction.
boxing.
I am mad at boxing. I am not mad at, like, William Zepeda. It's not the same shit that we say, like, I say anyway, with robberies is like, just an example. Over on the MMA side, there's this guy named Bautista who ended up winning a very obviously shitty decision. And so, like, I later on, we're talking about, like, who's he going to fight next? What are his next options? And then I'm always thinking of how can I get his ass beat the most? Because he needs to fucking pay for the shitty decision that had nothing to do with him, not at all his fault. He did not make the judges do anything, but he was the beneficiary, so he has to suffer for it.
Which is also shitty, because
it is
90% of the time the boxers have done absolutely nothing.
It's not Zepeda's fault. It's not over on the MMA guy, Bautista. It's not his fault. He didn't make the judges do anything. But he's the one that has to pay for it because he's the one that benefited from it.
And he's the one that's going to be in the ring.
Right.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Maybe we should put the judges that gave him that shitty decision into the ring or the cage or whatever. Like, okay, you want to score it? You want to score it 8-4 for Zepeda? How about Tevin Farmer? It's about to give you an 8-4. How about that?
Yeah, he gets 8 to 4 minutes.
Yeah,
depending how long you live.
Yeah, 8 to 4 minutes, and that's what he's gonna get on you. And then we'll see how you score the next one.
Yeah.
If you score the next one. Man.
I don't know how you fix it. You can't, but I do feel bad for Farmer, and
I do too.
Anybody who was talking shit about him, oh well, everybody who loses calls a robbery or whatever they were saying online. I'm just like, man, give the man his hour to get his shit together for the post-fight interview. Like,
and he was so gracious in his little defeat interview.
yeah,
He was super gracious, very congratulatory to Zepeda. Like, okay, if the judges gave it to you, the judges gave it to you. Congratulations. You're like hell of a fighter. Fucking trademark. Tip my hat off to him. That type of stuff. But and then he went off on boxing as an institution. And that's the type of shit. Like, that's the stuff that a lot of people don't like. I don't know. Do they not want to hear it? Are they not ready to hear it? What do you think?
and it's just politics, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, you're right. It's politics.
And anybody who agrees with him is going to agree with him, and anybody who doesn't agree with him is just going to be, oh, he's just a sore loser. Honestly, this fight, I don't think Farmer deserved a win.
Yeah.
The first fight I scored for him, but this fight, he got hurt or whatever, and he just had to take some rounds off in the beginning / middle. And
him being hurt, and plus taking the rounds off in the immediate aftermath, that was like that was the deciding factor, the same way the knockdown was in the first one, right?
Yeah, well, and I do think he got another knockdown that they called a slam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see why he's I can see why he's really upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Farmer really has not gotten any of his just dues for these two Zepeda fights. Everybody's like, man, Zepeda's fucking sucks. Like, he's been exposed. He's terrible because Farmer dropped him. And I'm like, Farmer's good, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Do you
don't
not
understand the Farmer hate?
Do you not fucking remember how many years ago was it now that people were talking about Tevin Farmer is the one to beat Tank? That's what people were talking about.
Honestly, I think he could still hurt Tank.
He would.
Farmer's chin is not going to hold up. He will lose, but he could make Tank look bad.
If Roach can do what he did,
Farmer more
can
guts.
do it. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Farmer could have similar levels of success. I don't think he beats him the same way that Roach did, which Roach did beat Gervonta Davis. Make no mistake about that. If Roach can do that, win a close decision, I think Tank or Farmer could have Tank giving him a lot of fits, giving him a lot of trouble.
I think Farmer would lay hands on Tank. We would see if Tank actually has a chin. Not that Farmer hits that hard. Like, that's one thing he is lacking. He is not a power puncher. But we would see if Tank can take a punch, or if he's just going to take another knee that somehow doesn't get fucking
not
counted.
a knockdown.
Is not a knockdown, is not a submission. I don't even know what you call them. But
it's just the fight continues as is.
Fucking bullshit.
Just for anybody who might be thinking, because Farmer, like, his last 3 decisions have been on he's gotten the short end of the stick the last 3 times. Morataya, super close. Arguable that he won. I don't think he did. Zepeda won.
He won.
Super close. Arguable that he won. I think he won. And then Zepeda 2, super close. I think Zepeda won. In my first watch, I thought Farmer did enough, but looking back on it, like, maybe not. Still.
Yeah, I have no problem with Zepeda winning that second fight. But...
Right. Still super close. This was the guy when Matchroom USA first started, which it doesn't exist anymore, but Matchroom USA. Tevin Farmer was the guy that they were talking about. This is the antidote to Tank.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I don't think they're wrong.
So don't, if you're thinking like, Tevin Farmer's garbage, whatever, he's washed, whatever the fuck, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think he's done.
Not at all. Not at all. And his whatever neurological issues that we were worried he might have had, not that big of a deal.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So
it's not the worst. There are like Luis Lopez Venado recently had a fight, and that was
I couldn't even find that to watch.
It was on YouTube Live, but it finished super quick. Like it's like the guy didn't even give any opposition. Like he was there to get paid, and that was about it.
Right.
But like that guy, Luis Lopez, that would be someone I'm like, ugh, let's maybe rethink our career choices here.
That's a good segue to if we skip one.
All right.
So, I was watching interviews for Hrgovic and Joyce, and Hrgovic had the funniest line. Maybe it's his accent, maybe it's the delivery, but they're like, what message do you have for Joe Joyce? And he's like, punches are not vitamins. Do not stay in boxing too long. And I was like, yes, this is my new catchphrase.
Punches are not vitamins.
Not vitamins.
Yeah. It's a good one. Joe Joyce has, like, the Juggernaut moniker comes from his just taking punches. That's and he walks through them.
His non-defense. Like Joyce is there to be hit. He gets hit a lot.
Right. And
but I really like Joe Joyce. I really hope he does something here, but then I don't know what that leads to either. So
yeah, this is both of their bids to stay at the world level.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Hrgovic would do well at the European, the continental kind of level, and Joe Joyce probably the same. Like it's like they're fighting for a position that neither of them really deserve, or I don't know about maybe deserve's not the right word, but that neither of them really rate. They don't have the appropriate merit, if that's the better way to put it.
But I mean, like, if fucking Derek Chisora is getting another belt, he's getting another chance at a belt.
Man.
Maybe Joe Joyce can too.
It's one with the current crop, like the age of the current crop. Derek Chisora is one of the few that I could call Unk.
Yeah.
And like Unk, like dude, it's about time. Like, what the fuck are you thinking about? I know you think you can with this next one. But
does he though? I don't think he does. I think Derek Chisora is cashing out. He had his fucking retirement speech
with
all written
Wally.
out and planned.
He did it with
and then
Otto
he won
Wally.
the fight.
And I think
and
he was expecting to win, to be honest with you. And his retirement
but not
speech
get
was
a fucking mandatory shot at the IBF world title.
Well, UK is one of the ones that like they play heavily into the IBF because rankings matter over there, and as long as you're not one or two, you can grease your way into any slot that you want, really. And I think that's what's happening with Joe Joyce, or not Joe Joyce, with Derek Chisora and Daniel Dubois.
Is Chisora not ranked number 1? I think he's ranked number 1 by the IBF.
If he is, I'm going to have to retract everything that I just said.
Let me... What do we got here? IBF rankings, I guess, is what I need to type in. I am so tired.
Hold on. I am... I'm a little bit I have them saved just because it's a good idea, but
Okay, so number 1 is
Number
not
2.
rated, but Derek Chisora is the top rated heavyweight by the IBF.
He is number 1 or number 2. These are the ones that get enforced. So
Why are they listing him as Zimbabwe?
must be where he's his
Is
heritage.
Like,
I
thought Chisora was
I thought he was
born
British.
in the UK.
I thought he was British, but like Dillian White is Jamaican, or so like that's how they label him is Jamaican.
Oh no, Chisora was born in Zimbabwe
Okay.
according to BoxRec. So
Sounds British enough for me. Like anytime I hear him speak, he sounds British as shit.
yeah, I just didn't realize.
I
All
didn't
right.
either. I guess that's.
I guess we gotta cheer for Chisora.
I can't
now.
even. I could barely
I
tell
always
the
cheer
difference.
for Chisora.
I could barely tell the difference between like a fucking Manchester or Liverpool or Blackpool or whatever different fucking parts of the UK. I can barely tell the difference between them. So if there's a Zimbabwe-born British person, I'm not sorry that I didn't recognize if he had a different accent because he sounds British to me.
Apparently, he was in Zimbabwe all through school.
Well,
Chisora and his family moved to the UK in 1999 when he was 16.
16.
Yeah.
Well, you all sound the same
his
to me.
family must
British
have
people.
had
You all sound the same. to me.
relative money. They sent him to an all-boys boarding school.
Yeah, that sounds like they would have money. I'm gonna chalk that up to to save face for myself. I'm gonna chalk that up to I don't hear differences in accents. I just hear British United Kingdom citizens speaking.
He's not American. That's all I fucking know.
Yeah, well, I'm learning the different accents of like the Canadian accents. I'm getting better.
Yeah. I can pick out parts of Canada pretty good.
Of course, I can pick out parts of the U.S. Easily, but it's I'm gonna like just bolster myself, gas myself up a little bit. Like I don't look at you guys. I don't hear your accents and think that's this person or that region or that region. I just hear my British friends, my United Kingdom friends speaking. That's all I hear.
I still have trouble with the difference between England and Britain. Still haven't quite nailed that down. So I'm never sure which one
those
to
are the
use.
same.
They're not. There is a difference, but I can't remember what it is.
Britain, like
Includes Wales or something.
it's the British Isles. So like, yeah, Britain includes Wales because it's on the same island. I think.
Okay, but England does not.
England is
England
a
is
part
the
of
smallest.
it. It's a part of the isle, but not the full island.
And then the UK includes Scotland.
Yes, and Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
I just remember this because I saw a video recently. It's this guy who does like flag and nation trivia, and it's like, oh, what are the 4 nations of the United Kingdom? I just in my mind I said Ireland, England, Scotland, and Wales, and then his response was wrong. It's Northern Ireland.
I mean, it is.
It is, yes, but also suck my balls. Like, are you
My favorite
shitting on my balls right now?
Flag trivia. Do you know why Northern Ireland has the red hand on their flag?
No.
Okay, so I can't remember his name, but there were two kings or noblemen of some sort that were racing, and the first person to touch the land got to claim it. And he cut off his fucking hand and threw it, so he touched it first. So it's the red hand of Ulster because he cut off his hand and just hucked it, and he's like, fucking touched it, it's mine, bitches. Hilarious.
And we had the troubles because of that.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But yeah, that's why it's got a red hand.
Jesus.
The only flag trivia I really know, but
I don't know any flag trivia. I just recognize what they're attached to. But let's just fucking
carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No worries. Wilder versus Ngannou is it's in the works. Like,
is it really?
Yeah. If Wilder gets past his next fight, which, given who it is, chances are likely that he will. And then Wilder versus Ngannou.
Huh. I don't know, man. Wilder looked so shit last time out. Like, Ngannou might tag him.
It's worrisome. I don't feel as confident as I normally would about Wilder's chances as I usually would.
Ngannou made Fury look hittable, and Wilder has way less defense. And he doesn't have the killer instinct anymore, apparently. He opened his third eye and connected with the gods or whatever, so I don't know, man. I'm a little worried.
Dead. Yeah.
The Bronze Bomber is gone. Now we have
Deontay
Tucker.
Wilder. That's what we have now. It's just, that's what we have left. Is
some guy from Mobile, Alabama. Like,
the professional fighter, not the Bronze Bomber who was like the professional fucking in-ring killer.
Yeah. No.
That's what we have left.
You can't yell Bomb Squad anymore. It's done.
I don't think so. As much as I want to, because
that's fun as shit.
He was our heavyweight hope here over in the U.S. That man, the
great American hope.
He was the great American hope. I cannot express in words how much I believed in him and how he is the one. He is the one. He is going to take American heavyweight boxing back into its glory days. That I believed it. I cannot.
And for a while he did.
I
to
believed
be honest,
it.
He did.
And he did, but it's like, man.
I talked my boyfriend at the time into going out to a bar with me to watch Wilder Fury 2. And I was like, there's no fucking way Wilder wins this one. I was like, Fury's gonna win, whatever.
Yeah.
But we got to the bar and it was so quiet in there. There was like no atmosphere at all. People were there to watch. Like, you paid a cover to come in and watch the pay-per-view. It's the only reason anyone was there, and it was fucking dead silent before the fight started. And me and my ex were, we fed off each other really in sometimes a fun way, sometimes not so fun. And I walked in, and I was like, nah, we just got to yell Bomb Squad, and everybody's gonna, like, hate us. He's like, but you said he's gonna lose. I'm like, fuck it. And we walked in. And so you paid your cover, you walked down a small hallway, and you went in to where they had the fight playing. And there was just like regular bar bullshit on the other side. And as we walked through that second door, we both just yelled Bomb Squad, and people turned and started yelling at us, telling us why we were wrong. And I was like, yes.
Oh, man.
I knew we were wrong, but you just gotta stir the pot sometimes. Like,
well,
I took it so far that I placed like $40 worth of bets with people and lost all my money. But fuck it. Strictly for vibes.
As long as I throw a smoke bomb into the hornet's nest, it'll be fun. Worth it.
It's $40. Like,
Yeah.
I got guys yelling at us enough that they just bought us pitchers of beer. I'm pretty sure beer to bets lost ratio, I came out even. So
Oh yeah, if people are buying you drinks for the sake of you just because you are wrong, right?
Yeah. Very Canadian thing to do.
I would take it. I would take the same thing. Like, if I'm walking into a bar and I'm yelling "Bomb Squad" and everybody's looking at me like you're a moron. Like, okay, well, let's just see who's favorable or friendly anyway, and we'll just be chatting and buying drinks for each other.
Yeah, I was betting $5 against people.
Yeah,
however many times that is, like 8
And
times,
they're
and they all
buying
just bought drinks.
yeah,
And I'm like,
of course,
fuck yeah.
of course. I would be antagonizing people into buying me drinks all the time as well. Like, what's that? Bomb Squad? Oh, what's that? Your mother, Bomb Squad, is what I mean.
Exactly.
I don't know how much that's gonna antagonize anybody, but that's what we're doing. Because
I think it only works if it might be because I'm a girl. I hate to play that card, but it might be because I'm a girl.
It might.
Like, oh, isn't she cute? She watches boxing.
Oh, she thinks
even knows
she knows
people's names.
boxing. She
Yeah.
thinks she knows boxing. Oh, you know him because he's a knockout guy. That's the only reason that you care about him.
100%. And they're like, oh, well, who are your 5 favorite boxers? And you know me. They were all fucking tiny little men, and the guys are sitting there on their phones like, oh, yeah, this guy, he fights at 120. Who the fuck has heard of this man?
Finito Lopez, Salvador Sanchez. Do you know who Roman Gonzalez is? Have you heard of that name? Like, it's that type of like.
Yeah. Well, when was that? That would have been 2019, I think. 2020, before COVID hit, maybe. Anyways, I listed Inoue as one of my favorites. And somebody legit said, nobody watches the fucking victim weights. What are you doing?
Oh, man.
So then I listed all my favorite fighters under 127 pounds.
All the victim weights.
Yeah.
Which, if for the person listening, victim weights came up. When was that? Was that on the previous B-sides? Or
that might have been B-sides.
I think it was B-sides. That was the previous time that came up. Nobody watches the victim weights. Like, I'm gonna make you a victim weight.
Yeah.
I don't know if you realize how like big I actually am.
Anyways,
yeah.
I love shutting up dickheads in bars. It's great.
Yeah.
I kind of miss yelling at people living in Japan. I miss yelling at strangers.
I bet you can only do that in the expat bars.
You can't even do it there.
Really?
The bartenders don't really understand the difference between friendly arguments and arguments.
Oh, I see.
At least in Chiba City. Maybe in Tokyo I could get away with it, but where I live it's a little smaller, and if you speak English loud and it's not like really friendly, obviously really friendly, you get told to leave.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah. I get told to leave sometimes just because I speak English.
Ugh.
Japan still does that if you're outside the areas.
Yeah. I don't know.
Speaking of Japan,
all right,
we skipped the announcement.
We did. Inoue versus Nakatani in 2026.
Yeah, they said it at the Boxing Awards night here in Japan.
This is making my balls tickle. Like,
Tokyo Dome. I might legitimately extend my contract just so I'm still in the country. I need it to be first half of 2026.
I am very much interested in traveling for this.
It would be worth it, I think.
Yes. No, just this headline is enough.
But it's gonna be a stacked card.
Of course.
They will stack the fuck out of that card.
Because fuck you. Come to Japan for it. You want to watch it? Come to Japan. We got all types of shit that's gonna entice you. Yeah, of course. Of course they're gonna stack it. Like, oh god, I'm really.
I really hope it's in the first half. The only thing I'm a little worried about is they're gonna put it in cherry blossom season. And I don't know why that bothers me, but I do not want to have to deal with
allergies.
And just Tokyo trains in cherry blossom season.
A lot of travelers.
And not just foreigners. Like, Japanese people legit travel to Tokyo
that's what
to
I
see
mean.
the
It's
cherry
just,
blossoms.
Yeah, I mean exactly that. It's just people straight up traveling to go to the cherry blossoms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I am so stoked.
That's how even I have so many questions. Like, how are we guaranteeing that?
Like, it's boxing. It might fall apart.
Exactly.
But I do feel like the Japanese guys don't really make these announcements until it's relatively solid.
Right.
Right? They're not just yelling and calling people out. Like,
there's
Inoue and Nakatani have never even hinted that they were actually going to fight soon.
Right. So there's no hints, or there would be guarantees. Like, you have to win your fights up to this point.
I don't think either of them said anything like that. I legitimately think they both were just like, yeah, we're going to fight next year. We both have fights lined up, but we're fighting next year.
That's the part that I was worried about. Like, what happens if one of them loses? I'm not saying that they would.
Would it matter, though? Would it matter to anyone if either of them had a loss?
No.
I wouldn't give a shit.
I wouldn't give a shit. As long as it's these two guys, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Nakatani could get stopped. Inoue could get stopped. I don't care. I don't care. I want to see Inoue and Nakatani fight. What's the weight? Did they tell what the weight is?
Nakatani would come up is my understanding.
To 22, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. What you'd expect.
Okay, I actually found an English article. I don't have to translate here. Okay, so the JBC annual awards gala, where all of my boys were there looking super fucking dapper. Punch Burger's pictures are amazing. Everything about it I just love. But and they actually had the lady with the pink hair. Her real name is not Mimi, but that's what she calls herself. Mizuki?
Mizuki. Yeah.
Yeah. I have never, not that I've watched it that many times, but I've never seen any women at the Japanese Boxing Commission, and they gave her an award.
Good. She rates.
Yeah, she does. 100%. Okay, so during his acceptance speech, Inoue challenged Nakatani to fight him in 2026. Let's explode Japanese boxing at the Tokyo Dome next year, Inoue said through an interpreter, or according to an interpreter. Nakatani rose from where he was sitting, went over and shook his hand and said, "Let's do it." So, no details, but I really don't think they would do this.
They would not back out of it.
A public stage. Yeah.
Even if it's just that handshake, they're not going to back out of it. No
I
way.
don't think so.
No way.
But yeah, there's absolutely no dates or fucking anything.
Yeah, well.
But I assume Nakatani's going to come up. I think Inoue is going to hang around at whatever that is, 122.
Yeah, 22.
And wait for Nakatani to come up. That's a good fucking fight that everybody wants to see.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm for the audio audience, like my boxing boner is just like fucking ripping apart right now. Like that is exactly the kind of fight that I want to see.
Fucking crazy. And they both fight soon.
And right. So it's like everything.
First half of 2026 lines up. I might still be in Tokyo. Well, in Tokyo. I might still be here. I might get to watch it live.
Oh my god.
I don't. I might have to
How
fly back.
are you going to secure tickets for the other people? Like there's going to be a lot of us that are going to want to come to that.
I mean, they're gonna put caps on how many you can buy. I assume. But I also have all the old businessmen that will buy tickets for me if I transfer them money. So
yeah.
I can get us tickets. I am confident about that, but Tokyo Dome's gonna sell out. 100% it's gonna sell out.
Of course it fucking is. Are you fucking kidding me? I would pay for a seat at the boxing bar. I would be willing to go to that level just to be in the city or in the prefecture when that goes down.
It happens, yeah.
I just want to be there, dude.
Speaking of the boxing bar, I have already had to reserve my seat for the next Inoue fight when he fights in Vegas. It's not even that big of a fight.
It's not. It isn't.
But the owner texted everyone in the group chat, and he's like, reserve your seat now because it's first come, first serve. He's like, it's okay if you guys cancel. He's like, I'll fill it. Don't worry. Just,
don't worry about that.
If you think you might want to come, just tell me now, and I'll save you a spot. So I have a seat in Tokyo. But, man, that's going to be at a shitty fucking time. I think I'm going to have to do the overnight thing. I'm going to have to catch the last train to Tokyo and drink from midnight to probably 10 a.m.-ish.
Oh, no.
So terrible. But, well, the fucking Saudi cards, I always fall asleep. They have to wake me up.
Ah, well. Better you fall asleep there than... I don't know. I can't speak to like how I've heard the anime bars are pretty like safe, like if you have a room.
Oh yeah, no, the rooms, or at least you can pay to have a locking door. That's all fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But no, this is just me like at the bar with a bunch of old men and being like, oh shit. And just put my head down on the bar and sleeping like a student in class.
But at the same time, like you're like part of the circle, right?
Yeah. No, so, nobody's gonna fuck with me.
Of course, no one's gonna.
Not in that bar. I wouldn't do it in other bars. But...
Yeah, that's like the thing that I'm like thinking about. Is like, man,
people get roofied here. People are always like, Japan is so safe. People get roofied here. That's a thing you have to worry about anyways.
That was something that I like. That's exactly what I was thinking about. Is that people
aren't gonna steal your shit while you're roofied.
But what else is gonna happen to you?
Yeah.
That's the type of shit. I'm like, man, I don't make me fly out to Japan to like beat somebody up for, like touching you or something like that.
I mean, the Japanese guys aren't that big. I could probably handle it myself.
I'm sure you could. But a big old brown dude pounding your fucking face in like, has a little bit of a different delivery.
It does. I also think those like 60-year-old men that used to box would also have something to say.
Yeah, I'm sure. But we don't have to get into like the
I imagine
measuring.
a bunch of this is Yeah, I imagine a bunch of this is getting cut. Jesus, I have killed this bottle of soju.
Oh well,
And
I was
we're
waiting.
We're not even to reviews.
We're not.
I got this much left. So.
Well, all right. I got one of my little buzz balls.
I also have a beer. I think I got a tall boy of Asahi, but I do have to go to work.
Oh, well, you probably should not have had that whole bottle of soju.
Nah, it's fine. I just gotta count cultures on a plate for the Chinese girl. If I can still count to 100, I am good.
Well, who can count to 100 anyway?
I get one of the little clickers. So.
All right. So we were at the Inoue Nakatani 2026. So I wanted to bring up Bivol Better BF 2 sells 134K on pay-per-view. And I brought up other pay-per-view numbers for comparison.
Sorry, how much? Because you said a different number than you have written down.
340K.
Right, you said 134K.
Did I? Wow. I'm not very good at this. 340K.
That is more than I thought.
That is the Bivol Better BF rematch pay-per-view number. So, for reference, Dinero Alvarez versus Berlanga sold 650,000. Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach was 260,000. David Benavidez versus David Morrell was 160,000. Now the thing is that people are calling Dmitry Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev at 340,000. They're calling that a pay-per-view flop, and
which is ridiculous.
Well, the thing is that we have to consider how much they were paid for the event.
Do we, though? Like, Saudi's throwing money away. Everybody knows Saudi's throwing money away.
True.
So if you're going entirely on pay-per-view buys, it did better.
It did yeah, that is a really good number. In the post Mayweather Pacquiao era, that 340 is a solid number. It really is.
And I don't think, how do I put this? They put too many big names on the same pay-per-view. But also, none of those were pay-per-view stars. There wasn't one pay-per-view star on that card.
Not one.
That was a degenerate card. In all honesty, that was a card that boxing fans knew a ton of names, but if you went on the street to casuals that actually do kind of watch boxing, they'll know Bivol and Beterbiev.
Or Beterbiev.
Yeah. I mean, nobody that isn't a hardcore fan knows who Joseph Parker is.
That was something that people were like pointing out with Benavidez versus Morrell, was that Morrell, of course, nobody knows who the fuck this guy is. Like, hardcore fans know who he is, but...
Well, and I have a hard time judging because we're in our little echo chamber.
Of course. What is what?
But
like Benavidez.
Janabek was the one. I was like, people know who Janabek is. Like, he's not popular, but people know who he is. And they're like, somebody was like, why? It's like, he's had multiple belts and defended them. And they're like, yeah, but people don't know who the fuck he is. Like,
yeah, I mean, Morrell, I think, would fall into the same category as Johnny Beck. Is like Morrell had a fringe-ish title, but nonetheless, like, he has highlight reel performances. So
yeah, but like, people know Shakur Stevenson's name. but nobody is excited to watch a Shakur fight. Nobody gives a fuck about Joseph Parker.
I think
Zhang is a name if you watch boxing, but not really. Like, if you walk out to a crowd that says they casually watch boxing, who else was on this? Virgil Ortiz and Madrimov?
Oh, don't make Alex upset.
I'm just saying, like, these are not people that the average person knows. Like, more people probably know who Callum Smith is than know who
Virgil
fucking...
Ortiz?
No, I was gonna say Carlos Adames, but maybe not. I have no fucking scale of this.
That's accurate. More people knowing who Callum Smith over Carlos Adames, 100% accurate. Absolutely.
But, like, so they're all names to you and me and all of our friends.
We know who they are. Yeah, the sickos, we know who they are.
But none of these people are pay-per-view stars.
No.
The biggest name is Shakur Stevenson, and no one pays for a pay-per-view with him because he's boring as fuck.
Man. So for that event to do 340K, I was thinking of this in the context of just wasted money, period. But in the context of the Saudis wasting money, that makes me happy. Whatever means the Saudi Arabians are losing, that makes me happy. Are you listening, Turkey? Are you gonna get your fucking goons to come to my house? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, that's also news, rumors, whatever, that Turkey had an Egyptian guy arrested.
Arrested.
Disappeared. I have no idea.
He had him disappeared. You want to come to my house, buddy? Like, that's up to you. But I'm just gonna say 340K. That's a solid pay-per-view performance.
It's a solid buy.
It is.
Yeah.
That's a good number in the post Maypac era. That's a good number.
It is, and if you decide to overstack a card, that's your problem.
Right. You top 3 fights. You could stack it, and you probably would have done the same number. You could have moved Carlos Adames, fucking Virgil Ortiz, and we'll say Callum Smith. Move them to a separate pay-per-view. Would have done the same number.
Yep, and then you'd have had the separate pay-per-view numbers
exactly
for the super degenerates like me, who will pay to watch Callum Smith.
You would have had it with separate. You could have divided this into 2 events instead of calling it a failure. But what really is a failure, Turkey will shake. What's really a failure is you. My hands are up because fuck you.
His fucking emotional tantrums about boxing
He's
lately
a little
have
fucking
also
child. He's a little baby boy that expects his toys to play the way that he wants them to.
He gets so mad when the fights don't end the way he thinks they should.
Man, little pissy boy. It's all good, dog. It's all good. One day you're gonna grow up. It's all good.
No, he's not. He's a rich, spoiled brat that just pays people to do what he wants.
Well, speaking of rich, spoiled brats, Ryan Garcia moves off to Derek. He moves back to Derek James. I
actually hadn't heard about this.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia is such a piece of shit.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But here's one thing that I think is that by moving back to Derek James gets to say, no more bullshit. If you want to come back to my camp, I'm in charge. That's my
Do you think that's going to stick, though?
I can only hope, because I would like for Ryan Garcia to be better than he is.
I would like to see him fucking crash and burn and everyone forget he exists.
All right.
I'm a fucking elite level hater of Ryan Garcia. him, the worst thing in the world is for people to forget
It is
about him.
That
Yeah.
would be what upsets him the most. Is
I don't want him to die. I don't want anything
no
overtly bad
serious
to
harm,
happen to
nothing
him.
like that.
Yep.
Of course.
I just want him to not be famous.
Fade out of the zeitgeist.
Entirely. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I want him to get Lou Bega. I don't know why I picked him, but nobody remembers who he is.
I remember Lou Bega just because of the Lord of the Rings
song.
one that I shared with you, like the Lou Bega.
Oh, yeah.
One for the Monica in our lives, two for the Erica by our sides. But there was one dance that Lou Bega saved.
Yeah.
The Dark Lord Bega.
Anyways.
Anyway.
I guess if Derek James can get Ryan Garcia
If he can.
shit together, but I personally don't want him to. I personally want Ryan Garcia to fail.
Yeah, well.
My opinion does not matter.
I will be adding Ryan Garcia's success with Derek James into my Tenshin Nasukawa category
fuck
of.
Fuck off.
Well, here's what we're not fucking off with. Aoi Yokoyama gets the win. I only got to watch part of this fight, but
He looked good.
He was super fucking impressive. No notes. Very impressive.
No.
This is a young man that you want to keep your eyes on.
So, in
Holy
case you
shit.
forgot, I picked Aoi as my prospect of the year last year.
You did.
I
indeed.
did. And he just won the Oriental Pacific.
OPBF.
Yes, thank you. In his third professional fight, which, if I am understanding translations properly, he is the fastest person to ever do it. Number of fights wise, not the youngest, but the fastest. It's fucking crazy. They threw my boy to the wolves and he came home with a new coat. Like, he looked fucking impressive.
It's the beginning of 300.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you just described. Like, that's what it is.
I am so high on this kid, and he is also the kid I always talk about that volunteers at the retirement home, and he seems like such a good person. I want him to do so well. And I looked up what his name actually means. So not the characters, because I don't know how to read that, but Aoi means blue, and he has the character for ocean in his first name, but his last name is Yokoyama, which is the next mountain. So he's blue from the next mountain over there. I don't know why that makes me happy, but it does.
No, it's pretty cool to learn more about who the people are that are coming up.
So he's signed with the Kamedas, which is the only thing I'm a little wary about.
That concerns me too. Like, they have a connection. I don't remember which major promoter, but they do have a connection to one of them.
They do, but they are also a family that the Japanese Boxing Commission hates.
Oh, shit.
Because of their behavior when they were boxing. The Kamedas are very controversial. We'll just leave it at that.
Because they lived and trained in Mexico?
And they had a personality.
So they learned to be Mexican. And then they came back to Japan. Like, we are Mexican, like, in culture, shitting in Japanese language.
Yeah, I have no problem with anything the Kamedas ever did.
Shrugging my shoulders for the audio.
Yeah, but, like, Japan has a problem with the Kamedas. They don't fucking like Ioka for no apparent reason, as far as I can tell. They hate
because he's from
Kamedas.
Osaka.
So are the Kamedas. So, like,
well, surprise, surprise. Of course they hate them.
Inoue's from Kansai, so he's not even from the city. He's from some small town.
Yeah.
But this event was fucking hilarious, by the way. I don't know where you were watching it, but I watched it live. But it was concerts and boxing, but like that was what it was billed as. It was a weekend of music and combat sports, but it was actually only boxing.
Oh, wow.
2-day event in just outside of Nagoya. I always get them confused. I'm pretty sure it's Nagoya. And they had fucking idol colored lights and dancing and DJ battles and shit between the fights. It's what Saudi wants it to be, but with an actual atmosphere. And I had priced out tickets, but I couldn't, not a price thing. I just couldn't take the time off work. But anyways, that's where Aoi's from. So of course he signed with the promoters that are near him and speak the same dialect as him and are super famous. Like, I'm not shitting on him for it, but the Japanese Boxing Commission is going to shit on him for it. And I kind of hope he moves to someone else whenever his contract is up. Because this event was not popular. It was not one of the ones that's very well advertised or anything else. And there were title fights. There were, like, this is the same as that weekend event where Tsutsumi won his title from Little Inoue. But it wasn't fucking advertised because it's in the middle of nowhere. Like, Nagoya is a small city in Japan. And it's a Kameda production, so...
Oh. All the ingredients are wrong, right?
But this is just me as a foreigner maybe misinterpreting things, but I don't think so. So, Aoi Yokoyama is going to be fucking great. He is definitely winning at least one world title. And he needs a promoter that the Japanese government's going to like and let him get out of Japan.
Does he need the Japanese government to get outside of Japan? Because if he has the Kameda family promoting him, he could leave and go up like the Mexican chain of boxing.
Has that ever happened though?
Question mark. Because like that's what the Kameda family did, was they left Japan for exactly these reasons.
Is Mexico going to let them promote a Japanese fighter in Mexico?
Yeah.
I just haven't heard of it.
I haven't either.
Maybe they've never had anybody that good. I don't know. But if that's a fucking option, why didn't Ioka do that?
I would like for Ioka to do that.
I think it's way too late now.
It will for him, yeah, but...
But, like, if that's an option, why has no one ever done it?
If anyone is going to do it, it's going to be the Kamedas. They have the connections.
I mean, Junto's the closest thing.
Right now, he's not with the Kamedas, though, right?
No, but he trains not in Mexico, I guess, but with a Mexican.
Southern California,
Same shit.
In a Mexican camp. Like,
yeah, but like the Japanese Boxing Commission likes Nakatani,
right? Man,
and there's no reason they shouldn't like Aoi either. Like, he has no tattoos, he has no controversies, he has nothing bad yet. But if he hangs out with the Kamedas, he's gonna get scandals.
He will.
Whether they're warranted or not, he will get scandals. That would be like signing with people known to deal with the Kinahans or whatever their name is.
MTK or Probellum. I think those were the Kinahan groups.
Yeah, like even if you as a person are spotless, just dealing with those people kind of tarnishes you.
Jamel Herring was like that. Spotless, but he signed with Kinahan.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
I want this kid to be smart, but he is fucking adorable, and they always give him the little cheer videos. Love it.
Oh shit! Let me do. You've been listening to Boxing Before Dark, a Lux Media production. If you are just dying to tell us how fucking casual you think we are, you can be a duck. You can text our anonymous line, 833-589-7637. If you want to stand on your business, call, leave a voice message, or send a voice note in WhatsApp. And if you're entertaining enough, you might make the final cut of the show. 833-LUX-PODS. If you prefer to hit us up on social media, the account name is LVXMediaNet, all one word. It's the same on YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky, and all the rest of that shit. If you can't find us, chances are we're not on it. If you want to get yourself hooked up with the ad-free versions of the episodes and help us out a little bit in the process, look us up on Patreon, LVX MediaNet. It's over there just like everywhere else. Even if you don't sign up on Patreon, you can still help us out by checking out our ad sponsors. You can also help by giving us a rating and a review on whatever app you're listening on. And don't forget, shop.lvx.be if you want to snag some threads. Intro and outro music by Middle of Nowhere Beats, and for more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lvxmedia.net. All right.
Cool. Are we... My day is off the rails. Are we drinking or not drinking?
I'm drinking right now.
Okay, I have a tall boy.
Welcome to the fucking show. All right, just a quick blurb, just so you could get back to what you were doing. Why would a boxing fan, let's assume they're like a purist or some shit, why would they want to watch MMA? Why would they want to listen to an MMA show?
I'm going to come at this from sort of like a primal level. So I will admit there are like some very like unique and like stark differences between MMA and boxing. And it seems like one of the main things that keeps boxing fans away from MMA is the grappling aspect. And yes, sometimes it can be, you know, a lay and pray type of fight, and it can get old. But man, like, it's just instinctual. Man, some of these people, the way they fight in MMA is just brutal. And I feel like that's what it comes down to when it comes to being a combat fan, a combat sports fan. I mean, we saw it just recently, Mauricio Rufy versus Bobby Green, a spinning back fit or spinning a wheel kick. Man, they went viral, and it's something that everyone can appreciate, even boxing fans. I know if you have a few friends that are boxing fans, who I sent them that clip. I mean, and they were amazed, and that, you know, they one even told me that they wish they would have seen it live, because seeing that type of stuff live just elicits like a euphoric feeling that, you know, you can't get. I mean, it happens in boxing too. Whenever you see like an amazing fight, but I just gotta say, like, in MMA, you get those type of fights as well, just in a different type. It's different, but sort of the same. It's sort of weird how I describe it, but it's different but the same. It comes down to that same like carnal or primal instinct of just like fights.
Yeah, I always think like the easiest transition that I always recommend, I say this all the time on Ultimate Fucking Casuals, is if you're not too keen on the grappling, Muay Thai and kickboxing are exactly where you want to start. Like, you start working in the kicks, the elbows, the knees, that's all that stuff, and you can come to learn to appreciate grappling. I never thought I would, and here I am.
Yeah. Like I said, some of it is very boring. Like some of the grappling, it depends on the fighters. But sometimes, man,
there's
these,
boring
like,
boxing
scrambles
fights all the time.
Yeah, you're true. I mean, or you're right. But man, some of these grapplers, man, these scrambles that they do, it is like pretty crazy just to see it. like, you know, rolling around the floor. I mean, you can see the stuff that they're doing in between in the scrambles. I mean, it's sort of crazy. Flipping someone over, the trips. I mean, it can be fun. But yeah, you're right. The easiest transition is definitely start out with Muay Thai, kickboxing, and, you know, slowly work your way into MMA. And you know, this is the thing about the Ultimate fucking Casuals. We will let you know which fights are gonna be good. Which ones, you know, if you're not too in tune with the grappling, we can get maybe a little tag or a little asterisk on certain fights saying like this is a boxing purist type of fight.
Yeah.
You can watch this and enjoy this. Like, we'll let you know.
Yeah, we always try. Like, I came into this, the whole show was started with me. I didn't know shit about MMA. I'd never really seen an MMA fight in its entirety in my entire life. And I came into this with nothing. And yeah, that's where we're at now, is like we're talking, like, I make sure, I go out of my way to bring up Muay Thai and bring up kickboxing so that people know, like, this is for boxing fans to know, this is where you can start. All right, well, yeah, that was about it. I really appreciate your time. Thanks, Isaac, for jumping on real quick.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
All right. All right. Just to get right into it, Nathan, you and I both tried the Strikeman dry fire system. What did you like about it? Let's get, or no, scratch that. What did you dislike about? I have the 380 ACP and I have the 6.5 Creedmoor. What did you test out and what did you dislike, just to start off?
So I got the 223 5.56 caliber system, and really my only complaints really just came from the platform I was using. So my 5.56 is a AR-15 platform, semi-automatic. Just in that context, a little tough to use because it requires the trigger to be reset before every.
So it's pulling the
like
charging
you don't actually
handle
have
every time, right?
Right, you're not relying on the gunpowder resetting your or recycling around, so you have to rack that thing back and let the bolt fly. But that being said, there's plenty of other different types of systems that use 5.56. You don't have to use
AR style
that semi-auto system. Yeah, we're in that context when you have a big old bolt like that. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Maybe chop that up. But in that context, it was a little tough to use. I think this is a system that's much more oriented towards either bolt action or a pistol style, where you could just rack the slide, reset the trigger, and then you're ready to go.
Yeah, I had a similar experience on the 6.5 Creedmoor. I have a bolt action, so you don't have to go through the full range of motion to get it reset, but you do still have to pop the bolt and then put it back down to get the trigger reset. But as you were alluding to, the pistol version, I have my 380 is a single action, double action, so I don't have to rack the slide, but I do still have to pull down the hammer a little bit to get it to fire off.
Gotcha.
What about the app?
But I mean,
what did you think about that?
I thought the app was really cool. The setup was very easy. It took less than 5 minutes to get the whole stand and phone configured. I do really like a lot of the gamified features that are kind of put in there. So there's like some different challenges, and you can get on kind of leaderboards and do matches with people. And I think that's just really cool because, when it comes to getting better at shooting, one of the best ways to do that is learning how to shoot under pressure. And so having something that's very low stakes like this, that is it's going to force you to be accurate, but it's going to do so in a way where it's making you, you're not just doing it repetitively at a range. You're trying to almost beat yourself or beat a friend. And that competition, that raising of the stakes is going to help you become a calmer shot over time, I think. I really enjoy that aspect of the app.
Yeah, that's something I've heard discussed. Like when it comes to pressure shooting, is your max effective range. Cut that in half, and that's about what you're looking at shooting under pressure. So if you're, if you're practicing with friends, makes it a lot easier than I don't know. We'll call it a zombie apocalypse. You know, when you don't have walkers coming down your face, that's a whole lot easier to just play around with friends.
And also, you're doing it without spending any money on ammo. Like,
oh, boy.
Obviously, we've all just happened to the stock market these last few days, and ammo could become significantly more expensive. But
Just
now with the with the Strikeman laser firearm training system, you don't have to spend oodles of money on ammo. Just you can take your time in the comfort of your own home and practice all you want.
Man, that was actually kind of tough. Like moving it back, I started off at what was it, like 10 feet, and then I moved it back to 20, and even that, just that little bit was still. It's like, man, I thought I was good, but I apparently need a lot more practice. But good to find out
I
here.
think being on that timer too really shows like, oh wow, this is kind of the gap in skill that I need to work on. You know, there might be, and it's also different ranges. This is similar to like archery or long range shooting really, but like you could be really good at 100 yards, but you go out to like 125 or an odd number, and all of a sudden you're messed up.
Oh, right.
And so this is, you know, being able to very quickly just change the ranges that you're shooting at, just in your home, in your backyard, whatever. Like that's a really, really helpful skill you can hone with this system.
Oof. Yeah. Well, overall, I would call this a 4 out of 5 buy. Like it really depends on what it is that you're trying to do or what you're trying to practice with. I can't speak to any of the other calibers, but if it's like a handgun caliber, I always say if you can get a single double, get a single double, but I know that's not useful for everyone. Nonetheless, it should still help to increase your max effective range, like under pressure, right? Like I said, cut your original in half.
Yeah, and I agree with that recommendation. I think any kind of pistol caliber, I think, is really well suited to this system. I think if you're going to do rifle, I think bolt action is probably going to be your best bet. But yeah, definitely concur with your assessment on its usefulness as a pistol training tool, which I think is, if you look at, I think it's what they're aiming for.
Yeah, I think so
when
too.
they were marketing this. So I think they did well there.
I think they have shotgun gauges as well. Like that's kind of wild. Not what I would have expected for like a dry fire kind of training thing, but hey.
Oh, that sounds like it would actually work, because you'd just be for a pump action.
Yeah, you just pump it, right? Yeah, that's right.
So.
All right. Well, Nate, thanks for jumping on real quick. Just wanted to get a little bit on the Strikeman. Give us money.
Yes, sir.
If you want to get yourself hooked up with a Strikeman dry fire practice system, go to strikeman.lvx.be. You'll get yourself 15% off while helping us out a little bit in the process.